I'm so excited to introduce today's guest, Mahreen Al-Masri. What got you so attracted to Dubai?
Discipline. Everything is organized. In December 2021, I said on Dubai TV, the House of Victor is an Emirati brand, 100%. Nobody told me to say that. Nobody paid me to say that. This is me giving tribute to the country.
I feel like people just naturally tend to blame other people without looking at themselves, and maybe there's something you need to do.
Because it makes them feel better. The new rich wants more validation, so she or he will try to show it. Old rich is more quiet, does not need validation, does not show, but you don't challenge them, because if you challenge them, they could remind you of who you will never be.
Wow, I love the way you put it.
It took me almost 5 months or 6 months to do the logo. Tried to work with other designers 32 times. I couldn't find it.
How do you think we can learn to stay away from the bad people in Dubai? Hello everyone, welcome back to the Karak with Mahreen show. I'm so excited to introduce today's guest. He is an entrepreneur, a fashion designer, an artist, a creator, and so much more. He came to Dubai with only 400 dirhams and then built one of the biggest Dubai-based fashion brands. He is the founder of the House of Victor. Let me please welcome Mahreen Al-Masri.
Hi. I'm late, I know. I'm sorry.
No. I'm glad you're here, and no matter how much time we have, we're gonna have a great conversation. So I'm excited, and let's do this.
Yes.
So I want to start by talking like from the beginning of when you came to Dubai, because your story is so inspiring. I read articles, I've seen podcasts about you. So I want to know, when you came to Dubai, you were only coming for like a few days, right?
I came for a weekend and I never left. So the plan was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, when Sunday used to be a working day, and I never left.
Wow. So why did you decide to not leave Dubai?
Because where else to go? Dubai, look, you could choose where you live. You can choose where you were born, but I always say, I'm happy I'm here, and I am happy that I got to choose to stay here, and I will die here.
Wow. So you want to basically settle here. Like, this is your home.
As long as Dubai wants me, I'm here.
What got you so attracted to Dubai?
Discipline.
Okay.
Everything is organized. And I'm sometimes an unorganized person. So I'm good to live where I know guidelines and I know deadlines, and I always push myself to create new limits. It's not limits when you create it yourself, but it is.
So as in Dubai is sort of an environment where there's structure, there's organization, there's a work culture here, like a hustle culture, would you say?
Look, we're all hustling at the end of the day, and there are other hustle cultures somewhere else.
For sure.
It's a race for growth. Growth counts where the community allows you to shine, where community recognizes your work. And Dubai definitely recognizes you inside out.
Wow. So, but why do you say that? Why do you think Dubai has this flavor of like recognizing the people that come here?
Because they think ahead of you. So by the time you achieve something, they're already waiting at the finish line congratulating you.
Do you have like a certain experience where you felt like, this is Dubai,
Look, when I came here, it took me 6 months.
6 months too?
To understand I'm in Dubai. Like the first 6 months, I was like, okay, I'm here. Oh, so what? We're modeling, we're having fun, we're meeting new people. And where I'm from, I'm Egyptian, as you know. one day I was like crossing the street. I mean, it happened before, but I never paid attention to it. I was crossing the street and the car actually stopped. I was like, I'm in Dubai. And this was my wake up call.
So would you say that doesn't happen quite often from your past experience before coming?
They won't stop, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know how it is in Pakistan, and they do not stop. Never. Like, it's a miracle.
They're more busy than you, I guess.
So yeah, I definitely I get that. So yeah, so I guess what was something when you came here that kind of shocked you? That was the biggest shock for you about UAE or Dubai?
Well, what shocked me 10 years ago does not exist today. So I would say like around Ramadan when everything was closed. I mean, it was very nice and respectful and everything. But us, and by us, I mean me and Dubai, we are always developing.
Wow, I love how you describe
me
it
and
as
Dubai have a special relationship. Me and the Emirates have a deep relationship. Me and Abu Dhabi have an executive relationship.
interesting.
Me and Dubai are friends.
So why do you say your relationship with Dubai particularly is special compared to, I guess,
Because I
Dubai?
arrived here first.
And is your experience here, has it been more friendship related, I guess?
Look, for me, I don't care what anybody says. I could get out of my house any time of the day and I'll find something to do in this city. Whether it's 100 degrees or 50. I know how to entertain myself. I've been with 400 people or 500 people in my life and I've been alone. And believe me, what mattered the most was what I feel inside. Because nobody outside affected it that much. I just dramatize it in my head.
Well, do you think it was hard for you to come to this realization that what matters is what's inside of you?
Yes, I've been through a lot to come to that. But I'm glad that I came to learn this myself.
For sure.
And not somebody coming with a recipe or a guideline.
For sure.
I'm very hard to control.
I think you also become more appreciative of such a lesson. Like, you actually learn it when you go through it versus when someone tells you. Like, there's lots of things, for example, my parents would tell me about what I should do, what I shouldn't do. Sometimes they're wrong, sometimes they're right. And when they're right, I don't agree with it at the moment. But when I go through it myself and I learn from it myself, that's when I'm like,
You get it
okay.
differently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So your experience teaches you a lot more than any other teacher in your life.
Oh, 100%. Like before, I used to satisfy everybody and be a people pleaser and always smiling. I'm still smiling, but it means something else nowadays.
I guess, like, there's nothing wrong with smiling. It's a positive trait. Like, you exuberate positivity.
Of course, I'm smiling at my dog. That doesn't mean that we have a conversation. Just I choose to smile for myself.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So do you think that now why you smile is more for yourself than anyone else? Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
So why did you say that you were a people pleaser? What was it that do you think made you like that?
I, by nature, care about how are you? Did you eat today? And do you want me to brush your hair? How many sugars that? Is it supposed to be 3? I'll get you one more sachet.
Oh.
That was me. Now, if I bring 2 cups of tea, I'll have 1 tea packet. I'll put it in me and then I'll throw it in your food. But that applies in life, not when you come as a guest. You're welcome, of course. I know how to cook, so I end up making you lasagna or something.
Oh,
you know?
yay. You know your way. So I think the people pleasing thing is interesting because there's lots of people. I mean, I know that I've been through the phase. I'm still going through the phase where I'm learning that, I don't need to please anyone, I feel like also when you're in Dubai and you're meeting all these different types of people, you just naturally have this urge to be nice to everyone because maybe there's a door, this door, there's that door. Like you just have this urge. But being nice is different from being a people pleaser, right?
I'm still nice.
Yeah, exactly.
That hasn't changed. I think I'm more nicer now. But to who
Yes,
and when is what I learned.
exactly. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Do you think Dubai taught you that? As in, is it like you find lots of different types of people in Dubai? So, do you think Dubai contributed to this lesson?
On some level,
Okay.
but I think the human experience is the biggest factor. I never measure or judge people. Where are they from? I'm friends literally with every single country. Like there are countries that people maybe just saw it in Atlas or something. I know
And you
people
don't know.
there.
Wow.
You know, I am a person that I can make 10 personalities or 10 nationalities sit on one table. We're gonna manage. We're gonna work. We're gonna do whatever it takes.
Wow.
Because I'm a person who used to look at the watch. I stopped that. Now I look ahead. What needs to be done now will be
Interesting.
done now. That's why
Interesting.
I was late today.
That's why, because you don't look at the watch. Well,
I'm wearing one though.
is it just for like a nice little accessory?
Expensive one. It's more like it. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I think you're right that it's a human experience. Like no matter what part of the world you're in, this is an experience that you will go through. This is something that you will learn, and it really depends on you how you learn it and how you execute it in your life, right? And so one thing that, speaking of Dubai, is that you've as I was mentioning, there's lots of different types of people you meet here, and you meet the wrong people, you meet the right people. How do you think we can learn to stay away from the bad people in Dubai?
You cannot. And again, it's
Okay.
not bad people in Dubai. There are bad people and badder outside. It's not the place's fault. When we build a tower, we don't know who's gonna come in, but the tower is built and it's finished for the good and the bad.
True.
See, you become more better in funneling people.
Okay.
You learn who to let in your life. I was letting in everyone. They even had keys to the house, access cards to the office, everything.
Oh wow.
And then you figure out like just wrong allocation of energy.
Interesting. So when you say allocation of energy, as in you are spending your energy on the wrong,
On the wrong crowd,
yeah,
for the wrong reasons,
yeah,
with the wrong people.
for sure. I think, we speak a lot about time and how time is our biggest asset, and it is, but I truly feel like energy is even a bigger asset because your energy is like consuming your energy on the wrong things can really drain you. Whatever time, whatever period of your life you're in, you have this like ball of energy. You have this excitement to spend on like a project, on a business, on your fashion brand, whatever it is. So when you consume that on the wrong people, you don't have energy left to be spending it on the right things.
Um, People, any people, grow up with them or you just met them an hour ago. A sister, a sibling, you name it, will always wish you're okay, but never better than them.
Wow.
So when there's a door and they know it's for you and they have the chance to block it, that concrete wall is already built. You don't even see the door anymore. And I stopped talking about what I'm doing next when I figured that out. Because I did not get advised by it. I saw it, I heard it, someone blocking something that could have benefited me a lot just because they can.
Wow.
And the funny thing is, I can too, and I've never gone there. For me.
Because you have values.
Yeah, of course. The biggest mistake I have done this year is giving value for someone worthless.
Well,
Because only when you give them value, your subconscious tells you, see them, call them, spend time with them, take them for restaurants they only see on Instagram.
why do you think even if you know that it's not the right person, your subconscious still tells you to, constantly give them attention and value?
Your gut resists it.
Interesting.
And funny enough, it's the last thing we hear when it's the first thing to cry.
Wow. So it's kind of like our body is aware that it's not the right thing, but we're still...
Because talking is not the only communication.
True. Very interesting. I think, the topic of people and the environment that we're in is so important for our professional life, but also for our personal life, like for all aspects of our life. People are everything. Like they're everything. They can either drain you or they could grow you, right? So that makes total sense that you need to really be filtering out people, really be like hand picking the people.
Oh, I'm doing that now. Believe me, I have 3 dogs and 2 cats. I have my own crowd.
I love that.
Because these love me to death.
I love that.
Whoever comes in is number 6, but never before.
But what about, do they fight with each other, like the dogs and cats?
No, I fight with them, so I started.
It's a mutual
Of
a
course.
mutual relationship.
Of course, yeah.
I love that. So, I mean, yeah, I think I find it very interesting, and the story, as I was mentioning, very inspiring. When you came to Dubai and you learned, you obviously learned a lot and you built a lot.
I became Martin Victor Al-Masri in Dubai.
Wow.
Nobody can change that.
That's why it probably holds like a very special place in your heart, right? Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's beautiful.
No, the Emirates is in the heart.
Okay.
But the heart can love everything and everyone who deserves to be there.
Of course.
I traveled many places, many locations, met many people, different language, different everything. And I always think, when will I go back home? And that home is Dubai.
Wow. That's
And it's not a compliment. It's not diplomacy. This is how I honestly feel. Because there are people here, and with all due respect to whoever, they're here just for their agenda. I'm here for the city. I'm here for the country. And I don't know why. I still don't know why, by the way. With all the reasons I mentioned, I know that I was meant to arrive here. I know that I was meant to come here. For what? I don't know. Am I ready for it? Yes.
wow. And so that reminds me of your phone cover as well, that like the phone cover with the UAE flags on it and everything.
Well, I have 2 phones. That's the work phone.
Oh, so both of them have like the UAE flag, right?
Yeah. There you go.
Wow. So why do you have these
It's just
phones?
closer to me that way.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
And honestly, I like the way you put it, that it's not diplomacy, it's not like an agenda, it's just
I've been saying
truly
this for
how you
years.
feel. Yeah.
The first fashion show I had back in December 2021, I said on Dubai TV, the House of Victor is an Emirati brand, 100%.
Beautiful.
And nobody told me to say that. Nobody paid me to say that. This is me giving tribute to the country, And I love it here. I know whatever I want to build, I want to build here.
Do you think
I love all countries. Like, at the end of the day, I've never, like, you cannot say I don't like a country. That is just so ignorant. You cannot say that. You haven't met everyone there. You didn't do your study and talk to
make a
everybody. You
claim.
cannot say that. For me, I like certain place to live. I like certain place to visit. Let's not mix the two.
Yeah, I think there's a clear distinction there. It doesn't mean that you don't like a place. Like, for example, when I talk about Pakistan, and I passionately talk about the UAE as well. I was born and raised here. This is my home. I feel so connected here, and I am from Pakistan, and I love visiting. Like, I love visiting. But people get so offended that I talk about the UAE even though I'm from Pakistan. But that's just a fact. Like I just feel connected to this place because I
Yes,
was raised here, and I feel like this is my place to live. And so even if I love different countries, that doesn't mean I need to live there, right?
100%.
So I completely get what you mean, that you can just make a distinction doesn't mean you don't like any of these other countries, right? So one thing about the UAE though, when we talk about, and I was reading an article where you mentioned this. One of the things you mentioned was new rich, like new money. And I think you do see quite a lot of that in Dubai, not just in Dubai, in other parts of the world as well, where you see like this new money, old money concept. Could you explain that to me a little bit? Like, what would you call like new rich, old rich?
Aside from the inheritance, um, new rich, there's nothing wrong with any of them. It's
Of
just
course.
like the new rich wants more validation, so she or he will try to show it, and it shows. Like when you go to a restaurant, for example, and somebody, oh, I don't drink still water, I drink sparkling. Oh my god, the only sparkling thing in your mouth was Coca-Cola. So suddenly you know Aquapana or Pellegrino or whatever. I don't even know if you're allowed to mention brands, but I'm just telling you, like, suddenly,
You know all these brands.
yeah,
Bro, I just, I'm happy with tap water even like.
exactly. You don't do that. I mean, you could love sparkling water, but
Yeah, I feel
oh,
like
I
there are
don't,
people
no,
who
no,
genuinely
like, oh,
like
I
it.
don't drink like still
Still
water.
water.
So anyway, because that can go on for quite some time. So that's obviously the new rich, or someone spending someone else's money. Old rich is more quiet, does not need validation, does not show, but you don't challenge them, because if you challenge them, they could remind you of who you will never be.
Wow, I love the way you put it. So wait, okay, so I like the distinction that you made between the two. What do you see more of like in our society today? If I mention maybe in Dubai, or if you just want to mention generally, what do you feel like you see more of in your environment?
Well, a good mix.
Okay.
Abu Dhabi is mostly old rich because it's corporates. So when they move to the UAE, they move with their corporates. Dubai is a good mix of both.
Yeah. So when it comes to new rich, and I know you said that there's nothing wrong. I agree. There's
There is
nothing
nothing
wrong. Why
wrong
would
at
there be
all.
anything
At
wrong?
all. They earned it. They deserve it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just the loud validation. At the end of the day, you put your head on a pillow, and the pillow will not tell you, oh my God, you're so rich. Sleep next to me.
Wait, so why do you think they want this validation? Why do you think that happens?
Because there is something missing. If somebody was hungry, will always be hungry. If
Okay.
somebody's cheating, will always
Is the
cheat.
There's always that,
If
I
they
guess.
can extract themselves from the mirror, they'll cheat with themselves.
Wow. Interesting.
And if someone was hungry before, buying shares in Cartier will always want one more ring, one more bracelet.
But why do they want like attention? Like people's attention? And I don't think it's like of like a specific person or anything. It's like a crowd of attention, you know?
Some of them do it for some time, celebration, and then they dial it down. Those are the ones I respect more.
Interesting.
Some continue the celebration until they wear clothes. It doesn't even match their body type. You know?
So, and I know you, because when I was reading the article about you, and you were mentioning that you don't like flashy things. Like you don't like flashing, flashing all of this. If you have something, you don't need to show it. It's for you, right? And so, what? Because I was reading this article where you mentioned this, and so why do you think you are like this? Why do you prefer to be like that?
No. It's like, as a house of Victor, we have a lot of prints. But in my day-to-day work, I have my favorite elastic shirt with the House of Victor, and it's in black, and it just gets me going, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just
Yeah.
I always get asked, why are you
What is
wearing the
that?
same thing? I was like, what?
Why not?
No, I mean, how? Like, I was just explaining to you before we started recording this. I have like literally 15 or 20 of this.
Same
Just this.
shit.
Yeah, but it's not the same piece. It's the same design. And I'm wearing certain designs that are benefiting me commercially and makes me feel good. And I do not have to justify it. You
Yeah.
can just switch off or swipe next to the next story.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
Or film your own.
Or film your own.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, why would you not rep your own brand? Like, why would you not rep the creations that you've made, the masterpieces that you've kind of crafted, you know?
Aside from the gym clothes, which are new and still not touched, I have been wearing the House of Victor since 2019.
Wow, really? So the only exception is the gym clothes. That has
And
been.
they are new and they've not been touched. So technically, I did not wear
Oh,
them
wait,
yet.
so you haven't even worn them. So that means you've only worn.
Well, I go to the gym twice a year. Once to subscribe and once to renew.
So why do you even renew it then? Because you.
Just to go and check the machines if everyone is okay, you know.
You want-
they have new flavored water. I go to drink it and do my Zoom calls.
Not your.
But I'm
not
sitting on the
sparkling
machine.
water?
I'm sitting on the machine.
Oh, okay.
I'm sitting on the machine when I have this Zoom call.
Okay.
It
So you
doesn't move, but
are
it
using
counts.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it counts. You are using as long as you touch the machine, it counts. Awesome. So okay, so we talked about a little bit of old money and new money. You were making the distinction, and I agree. Like, if you don't need, why do you need other people's validations? Like, it truly depends on what makes you satisfied and what makes you happy.
When I was modeling, to be honest, I was looking for it. I'll
Okay.
admit it. When I was modeling, like, oh my God, he's so tall. He's almost 2 meters. I used to love to hear that. I'm still 2 meters. I'm still tall, but I'm a businessman now. I would like for you to come to my fashion show. I would like for you to come to my events. I would like for you to advertise on my magazine, buy my clothes, buy my perfume. This is what I love now.
Do you think that being a model involves seeking a lot of validation generally?
Oh, yeah, of course. It comes with a lot of validations, a lot of offers, a lot of social visibility, the scenery. Yeah, of course.
So what do you think were the biggest challenges when it comes to the modeling field? Because I know there's, of course, you face challenges in both entrepreneurship, modeling, all these different, and you've had like all these variety of, you know, skill sets and careers. So when it comes to modeling, what do you think were some of the biggest?
Well, I only modeled for almost 5 years, to be honest.
Okay.
And then one day I came to a realization while I was on a shoot that I couldn't finish. And I traveled because I wanted some time off. I went to Prague. And then there I decided to make my brand, you
Yeah.
know. When I was modeling, because I'm too tall, you know, and I used to hear a lot of no's. And remember, 10 years ago, we did not have that variety and diversity that we are living now, you know. Now on the ramp or in a campaign, you find the European, the Iraqi, the Iranian, the American, the Arab, the Jordanian, the Egyptian. Before it was not like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. So was that why it was hard to, I guess?
Yeah,
Be in the
but for me
industry?
it's fine. If with every no I smile, even if it's 90 no and then 10 yes, I'm happy.
Everything happens for a reason. Like, it was all worth it in the end.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I'm telling you, whoever said no because I'm not right for the campaign or the part, I respect. But whoever said no just because they want to put their friend in the campaign, that was
doesn't make
funny.
sense.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they text us asking for jobs. So
Ah, wow. It's a full circle. You did a full like 180-degree change. Like,
no, it's fine. To be honest, I haven't even, like I always say that it's even on my Instagram bio. I haven't even started yet. I'm just barely finishing the title.
You're just dipping your toes in the water.
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
that. Well, cool. So, yeah, I think with modeling itself, there's different experiences that you must have had in all these different. I feel like you've had like all these different lifetimes of experiences because there are different skill sets that you touch upon in these different careers and projects that you work on. So that's pretty interesting. Do you think that being, I don't know, your ethnicity or your cultural identity also brings some kind of challenges when it comes to the modeling industry or even in the fashion industry in general?
Um, Remember, the fashion industry in the Middle East is still very, very, very young. You know, it's like almost going to high school now.
Oh,
You
okay.
know,
Interesting.
so we're still learning, we're still adapting, we're still modifying certain things. You
Yeah.
know, I feel there's a lot to go. I am always happy when I see like Riyadh Fashion Week is starting. Saudi's doing so great. I must use your platform to congratulate every single Saudi for their perfect leadership, and they're really are so lucky to be living there
Wow.
and to be part of the kingdom. Saudi, I've never been to Saudi, by the way, and
Oh.
not even
Oh,
from the
wow.
air, you know. But I heard it's beautiful because of the people. The thing is, when somebody has one experience with one person, they generalize. Saudis are very kind and very generous. And the ones that I know that come here or I work with, they're very nice and they're willing to learn and they want to learn and they are learning.
Wow. So so you've never been to Saudi, but you've had experiences with the people of Saudi.
100%. Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. Honestly, is one of your goals to visit Saudi then?
Well, I might have to go in a few months for some work. So I'm
Yes.
excited. I'm gonna document every moment.
Very
You know,
exciting.
and
I'm
I'm
gonna
like
see.
I always shape shift. So after a few days, I'll start speaking Saudi.
Saudi. Well, I'm looking forward to that phase of your life. But that's pretty cool. So you're gonna be going soon, and I can tell that you feel very passionate about the people of Saudi, and you've had such great experiences with the people, and that's pretty
Look,
awesome.
I respect. There are things that you cannot touch, like country, leadership. These are smarter than you. You need to respect that. Want to talk to the person? Talk to the person face to face. Do not start the conversation by where are they from, because you're not going to win that conversation.
Interesting. So wait, when you say don't ask the person where they're from, why do you say that again?
Because some people, look, when somebody is asking you where you live, they just want to know what you can afford. If they're asking you where are you from, then in their mind, they'll try to find a way to make themselves higher than you by speaking a certain way. Oh, you're from there? Oh, it means you can't enter this country. Oh, you need visa for that. People ask to plan ahead how to be higher than you.
How to behave with you.
Yes.
So do you think you've seen a lot of this type of, would you say racism or like stereotypical views of someone based on their like where they're
We don't
from?
have here so much, by the way. In here, we don't have so much, to be honest. It's mostly other places like Europe or the States. And oh, the States, you know,
Have you been?
of course.
What kind of how was your experience like in
Oh,
the
they
States?
love me so much there. I don't
Oh,
know why.
really?
Like, when I arrived to the airport, it was like they start to have conversations with me, like, "Oh, you're so tall, you're so nice, you're so cute." And I was modeling
Ah.
back then, and when is the last time I was there? Maybe 2018, 2019. It was before Corona. I missed the States so much. I'm coming soon.
Oh, wow. So you had like, a really good time there.
Yes.
Very cool. And you're
They love
going.
my accent. I don't know why.
Oh. So they really love you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had a positive experience overall in the States.
Yeah.
Did you have any these type of like racist encounters, as you said?
Here, no.
In the States, from your experience? Not really.
No, no, because the thing is, I don't have that energy. Like, I don't invite too many questions. You know,
You know
I
how to
invite curiosity, but not investigation.
wow, you know how to draw the line, to limit that, I guess.
Yeah.
You know the limits. Yeah. I think that's a good skill to have. That's a really good skill to have, because if you don't know how to draw that line, then you are inviting disrespect in a way. You could potentially invite disrespect.
100%. No, no, for me, I know how to act in a certain situation. Like, for example, okay, if we're talking about the States, I'm going to simplify it. You don't go to IHOP and ask for green tea. You're inviting them to spit in your green tea. You know? You don't do that. You went to IHOP, order high fructose corn syrup, you know? That's it.
You need to know where you are, and you need to act accordingly.
100%.
Right? Yeah. That's a very good analogy to make. Do you like IHOP?
No. I haven't. I was in one. I've been to IHOP.
Okay, yeah. It's also in Dubai.
In Brooklyn, I was.
Ah, okay, in Brooklyn.
Yeah. I had some friends, and we were like, it was Saturday, and we had to eat certain food, and I said,
So
let's
then
go
you went to IHOP.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a casual vibe, so it's a perfect Saturday vibe, I feel like. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so when we were talking about modeling, and you were mentioning Saudi and your experience there, and it was not there, but the people that you've met, and if you had to compare would you say that Emiratis and Saudis, they give you like both a very humble, positive vibe from your experience?
Look, the nationalities that I work with very closely are Emiratis, Saudis, and Qataris.
Okay.
And I can't compare them to each other because I feel differently.
About each of them.
Yes, both on the emotional intelligence level, business-wise,
Okay.
and on the social level.
Okay.
So Emiratis, for me, are my mirror.
Okay.
Saudis, for me, are my water. Qataris are my dessert.
My dessert.
Yeah.
Do you usually like use analogies to describe like different things in your life?
Oh, yeah, and to insult as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the best way to insult.
No, when somebody, like, for example, is sitting on a dinner table, because I always am in business dinners or social dinners. I'm in fashion as well, so I have to be visible, you know. Sometimes we sit with people who couldn't find any way. They start to come again. Why you wear the same t-shirt? I was like, oh, by the way, I love your shirt on somebody else.
That is that's like, because like the reason it's so good is because you think it's a compliment until you hear it completely.
Yeah, 100%. Like the other day also, I was telling another, I'm always very careful with women, so I don't do that with women as well, okay? Because
Why?
their anger is beyond the metaverse. Even in metaverse, they can get you, you know? So...
Do you think women are usually angry? Or
no,
they just
not,
have a...
They could get angry, but they're not angry.
Yeah, they're not angry, but they have...
But they have a reason to. I'm sure you give them enough material to make them angry. So nobody just wakes up angry, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, unless they're downloaded. But if they live with us, of course not, you know? No, like when somebody's trying all the time to say a comment or insult me or something, and I always have the perfect answer.
I love that. I love
They
that.
brought it to themselves. There is no way I'll just get up
And insult
and
someone.
Yeah, and I have a
Yeah.
list of what to say, you know?
There's always a reason.
But they give me good material.
They give you a good reason.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So, okay, let's talk about a little bit about House of Victor. And it's so cool what you've created. I wanted to know about the name. Like, how did that name, where did that come from?
So before the name, there was just this. There was only the logo, the V.
Oh, so you made the logo first.
Yeah, I did this. We did. It took me almost 5 months or 6 months to do the logo. I designed or tried to work with other designers 32 times.
But you
I
didn't.
couldn't find it.
And so then you
I
made
slept
it?
upset one night, woke up around 3 in the morning, and I drew this. I always keep a pen and a pad. I draw this, and in the morning I woke up and officialize it. You know?
Wow. So it was
This
like
is
an
logo number-
overnight thing.
This is logo number 33. Yeah.
And the most successful, and the logo that was made overnight.
Yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful.
So the House of Victor is not named after me because I did not study fashion. So I wanted something with V because it just looks fabulous.
It does.
And I wanted a name that represents where I want to go and how I always want to feel, which is victory, challenged, brave, encouraged, self-driven, a leader. So I said, okay, let's do Victor. So before it was Victor Closet because it was born inside my closet. Like I was looking at my
very
closet and I
clever.
said, okay, I want to make something.
Very
But
clever.
after, like I think 2.5 years ago, it became the House of Victor.
Wow. Okay.
The magazine has always been called Victor Magazine. So
Okay.
yeah.
And so always you wanted something with V, right? That was the thing for you. And I watched this one of your podcasts that you were in, and you mentioned that the name, you also counted each alphabet in the
Yeah,
name.
of course.
Could you tell me why? Like what?
Well, numerology is very important. Dates of events. Like I'll give you a small advice. If you're planning a wedding, do not throw it towards the last week of the month. Very bad energy. Numbers are energy. Do not... there are certain dates that you cannot launch something, release something, announce something, or get married. Get divorced. You can do any day of the month. You know?
Okay, so there is an exception.
Yeah.
Okay, and so why did you have to count the alphabets though? Like I don't know how many alphabets. Is it
So
13?
my favorite number is 11. So
Okay.
V is number 5. And
Yes, in Roman.
Victor is 6 letters. So 5 and 6 is 11. So
Okay.
Yeah.
And so is like I don't know much about numerology. So I wanted to learn a little bit from you, from your experience. How do you think it's impacted you and your life? You know, believing in or like recognizing these energy numbers. Yeah.
So they just work for me. Sir, I used to announce something or release something towards the end of the month. Never worked.
Interesting.
You know, in my brain, I was like in reverse. I used to do the Victor magazine, the April issue, but it's released on 25th of April. I was like, why couldn't I call it May issue? What's wrong with me? And then I was like, okay, that buys me time, sanity, and, you know.
So, but then how did you come across like numerology or like?
No, I studied that.
Oh, okay, you studied it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was also like another interest of yours that you were into?
Well, let's just say when you want to learn something, you have the option to go for the ordinary, or you find and design your own syllabus.
Oh, okay. So you made your own syllabus?
Oh, I did.
So in your Martin
Syllabus.
designed syllabus, your special syllabus, when you learned about numerology, what do you think was like the biggest lesson that you got out of it?
Timing is as important as you make it
Okay.
and recognize it. Telling somebody certain numbers or certain news before the actual date mess up the energy of it. It keeps your brain thinking and working and adding and subtracting and extracting, you know.
Keeps your brain fresh.
Yeah.
Your mental energy fresh. Okay. So when it comes to, so that means in numerology, like numbers are associated with a certain type of energy, right?
100%.
Okay. And so is this like some kind of a science where people like study numbers and calculate and try to predict things? I don't know. Is it some kind of a science that people?
Of course, it is. It is for some people. Some people don't think it's okay. Some people don't even come across it or consider it or give value to it. Doesn't know. It doesn't mean it's not there. It is.
How do you think it's like impacted your life? As in, I know you just mentioned one example
It
of.
taught me more discipline, planning
Oh, okay.
ahead. You know, okay, this date, because if I do this date, I'm tapping into that energy. If I'm doing this, even if it's not true, it's true for me. I'm not forcing it on anyone, and that's quite enough.
Yeah, that's pretty much, that's perfectly fine. So
Yeah.
how did you like get introduced to numerology? Was it something that you saw a friend do, or how did you get introduced to this field, I guess?
I just like counting stuff.
Oh, you're just curious and you realized it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So then I guess it also plays a role in, one is dates, as you said, and does birthdays also play a role in this
Yeah.
in some sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
So are there like certain birthdays that are not good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's sad.
For them.
So are you born on a positive, like good vibe, good energy day? Okay, awesome. What about July 3rd? That's my birthday. Is it good? Okay, awesome. I have your validation for that.
Which you don't need it at all, actually.
Yes, but I wanted to know. I was curious.
The option is there.
Yes. Okay, interesting. Because this is something that I'm not exposed to. I've never come across. So when I watched that video of you mentioning where you counted, I found it so unique because I've never heard like an entrepreneur or someone respond by giving such an like a detailed answer, like such a specific answer on even the number of letters.
Why not?
And I know why not, but that's why I wanted to ask about it, because I found it really interesting to know, why that was important.
I'll show you my screensaver on my phone just to make you understand. This is one of the captures from our
Wait, this is a
shoot.
photo shoot.
Yes.
Wow.
And it looks like a sun.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah, this is the sun
thought
I
it
want to
was
wake
like
up to every day. That's my sun.
Oh, that's beautiful. So every morning when you wake up, this is what you
This
look
is the
at.
first thing you see.
Awesome.
Well, I hate it first because the alarm, but after
Oh yeah, and then after that,
I see it.
first you remove the annoying part before you
Yeah.
see the sunrise. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Well, for me, I'm still figuring out if I'm a day person or a night person, because some days I want to wake up early, play with the dogs, annoy my friends, check work, and some days I want to annoy them at night. So I want to know, am I just annoying or I like day more than night? I don't know.
I guess you'll eventually find. What do you feel like you naturally wake up to? Does it really depend?
I wake up to the cause. I wake up to Victor.
To your Victor son. Yeah. Cute.
Exactly.
I get it now.
I know.
Okay, so when it comes to so I wanted to understand a little bit about the numerology side of things, and that was quite an interesting perspective.
Even in events, like, that I produce events. One of our companies is events. And we talked on the phone yesterday about my next event, which is The Face.
Very excited for that.
I am very excited too. And it's with the Dubai Commerce City. It's a free zone. It's a government free zone under the Dubai Integrated Economic Zones. I love to work with governments because despite whatever you hear, they actually sit with you, listen to your ideas. How can we help? What can we do? We know you are creative. Let us teach you corporate so you can teach us creative. This is the government of Dubai. That's why I love working with them.
Wow.
It's the only office I'll wear a suit to is Dubai government.
And is it your suit?
Of course.
Yeah, I had to confirm that.
Do you know how many things were wrong in that question?
You were offended by the question.
No, I just feel sorry for you. You asked that.
That I could ask something so disgraceful. So wait, one
I
thing
forgive you.
thank you. Thank you. I needed that. So one thing that you mentioned, that despite what everyone hears, it's very very supportive and very collaborative, the government, the Dubai government particularly. Why did you say despite what everyone hears? Is it
No,
is
because
that
people have great misconception.
okay?
They think, oh, government work is hard. Oh, you cannot work with them. They'll never listen to you. If you don't play by the book, you're expelled. It's not true. Maybe you don't have something to give.
That's why. It's it.
Maybe you're not enabled enough. Because they certainly are.
I feel like people just naturally tend to blame other people without looking at themselves, and maybe there's something
Because it
you
makes
need
them
to do
feel
more.
better.
Yeah, it's a shortcut to making yourself feel better, but it'll not add any value to your life. Yeah, honestly, that makes total sense that you need to really be self-reflective to understand, where you're wrong and where you're right. Like, of course, you can be right at times, but when you're comparing yourself to like this huge organization that is working for the country, maybe there are certain things that you need to fix.
Of course. If you're open enough to learn, to sit and listen when you have to get up and speak when you also have to, balance them, you can absolutely have anything in life. You can absolutely have anything in life if you obey two rules. Never take away something that's not yours. And that includes taking credit for something you haven't created. And never create something to harm somebody. Because these two will haunt you. And I always tell everybody, there is nothing new under the sun. So do not claim something that's not yours.
So then, if there's nothing new under the sun, then can you actually create something that's new?
You can create something that's been founded and figured by you, so it's belonging to your name.
Yes, it's like you
that
add
you
your
can
own
always
touch.
do, because we don't know everything.
Yeah.
And no matter how you know and how much you know, there's someone else that knows just a little bit before you. Not because they're better than you, they started before you. When somebody say, oh my God, I don't have this, I don't have that, it's okay. I didn't have anything. I didn't take anything from my father. Okay, he also didn't want to give me, but still. Just build. If you are strong enough, if you are able, you'll be. If you want to buy anything without looking at how much, don't look at the watch. Give what you need to give.
Yeah. And
Because it counts.
it definitely counts.
Because remember, like, you cannot just do anything and say, oh my God, nobody's watching, nobody's this. You cannot try to harm people and take away from people and hustle even the wrong way. Remember, you can screenshot, record my voice, say I said something that I didn't, but God is recording us both.
True. There is someone watching you, so you can't act like everything's in private in a way, right? Yeah, that's a very good way to put it. And so one thing that you mentioned was that you never took anything from your father. Do you think that kind
No,
of
we think differently. Like he does not understand that fashion world. That's a father who's into import export, living in Port Said, which is also a free zone, like Jabal Ali, but a bit bigger, a lot bigger. He does not get. He is into basic trading transactions.
yeah.
I'm into totally opposite of that. Yes, he is smart and he build and everything, but so what?
How was it hard to manage the differences in mindset?
Look, he gave me an option. He said he was against me leaving even the house. So I left Port Said. I went to Cairo. From Cairo, I stayed 4 years. I studied, and then I came to Dubai. He was against me leaving the city altogether.
Oh, wow.
So he gave me a choice. You leave the house, you get nothing, like we don't exist. And I took that option. I mean, we talk now, but very formal.
Wow, okay. So how has it been like with the rest of your family? Do you feel like you had like family support, or was it like you kind of built it yourself?
There was no family support. Not because I didn't want it, they took it away. And I'm glad that happened, because nobody can ever say, oh, I helped him. No, you didn't.
You did it all yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's okay. They watch me on TV. It's fine. This is close enough.
That's close enough.
Yeah.
Now you could kind of.
I'm sending electronic energy to them.
That's good enough.
Yeah. Of
It
course.
really is.
Well, they can play me over and over. And over.
Yeah, they can
Same
hear you
statements.
24 hours.
Yes, same statements.
That's all they need. I love that. So, speaking of, family, and you said that you went to Cairo and then you moved here. How do you think Egypt or Egyptian culture shaped you?
Well, Egypt is so big in terms of space, people, culture. There is, I'm going to say it in Arabic. So there's Egypt and there's Masr. So Egypt is Egypt. They speak English. They are exposed to different culture, different people, different air altogether. And there is Masr. These are the hard workers, the beautiful hearts, dreaming about tomorrow. And Egyptians are good when they kind of travel and get exposed to another culture. They shapeshift quicker.
Interesting.
Yeah, they change.
They adapt.
Yeah, when they're inside one environment, very, very hard to make them see the other side. They are also worried about change, and you can't really blame them.
Why do you say that?
Because the word change is strong. For me, when somebody changed, oh yeah, sure, let's do it. That's me. But it took me 10 years. So I kind of understand. That's why when somebody talks about a whole country or a whole nation, I was like, no, you cannot say that. My first time in India was October last year, and I did a fashion show there. Everyone was
What?
telling me, why you travel to India? I said, like, why not? It's a beautiful, okay, so I have rituals. Wherever I travel, I do two things. I take off my shoes and touch the earth, and I walk on the street to connect, and I hug a tree.
Oh, okay.
Wherever I travel, I have to hug a tree, because those trees have been longer than I came and longer after I go.
Even some of the people there. Yeah.
Exactly. So when I hug trees, it's just like I'm saying hi. I'm respecting their existence, Trees are very important, by the way.
I mean, it's literally
Super
what
more
allows us to
important than you
breathe.
can even think,
So,
Some people live on it, but anyway.
I mean, it's important, right? So wait. So you went to India. I didn't know that you had a fashion show. That's awesome.
I did.
How was your experience in India?
It was great. Such an amazing nation, beautiful people, and such a huge difference in culture, even from street to street.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
They're
what
beautiful
city?
people.
What city did you go?
New Delhi.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the biggest difference you saw when you went there?
In what way?
Like, I don't know. What did you face any culture shock? Like a culture?
No, not culture shocks. No.
Okay. Interesting.
I respected everything. They respected me. I'm double their height, so they have to respect me anyway. No. So beautiful. Everyone was taking pictures with me.
What was your favorite part of your experience in India?
Taking pictures with me. No. I love the food.
You were a celebrity.
I love the food there. I love the families. They're very, very welcoming. From the biggest family there, without mentioning names, which were very generous actually, to the simplest who shared their meal with me.
Oh, that's so. And
Yeah,
hospitality is a big thing in our cultures, Pakistan, India. It's definitely a big thing.
100%.
So I could imagine that that was you faced that, you experienced that when you went to India. How
Yeah,
long were you there for again?
like a week.
Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
it was very nice.
That's pretty cool. So you got to hug a tree there? Did you get to
Of
do all
course,
that? Yeah.
I did, and I think they took pictures of that
Of you
too.
hugging the
Yeah.
tree. So you were saying that people were telling you, why are you going to India? What do you, like, what were people exactly
No, no,
saying?
there were comments like, again, these were superficial people who haven't been into anything, that they travel from a hotel to hotel, from a restaurant to another, and they don't see that there's so much more to life than this. So no, no, their comments were not like, why are you going la la la. It's like, it's a new city, it's a new culture, it's a
It's
new
a new
country.
experience.
I wanna.
Yeah, I love that. Very
Yeah.
cool. And I think the just going back to the previous point you mentioned about change and how difficult for certain people it is to change. I think that's definitely true. Like when I think of Pakistan as well, you know, we've evolved, we're growing, we're adapting. There's lots of changes happening, but it's still like harder for the people who live in Pakistan, obviously, because our culture is so strong, the traditions are so strong, the mindset is so strong that to encounter a change, it's very hard to process and to adapt that. So it takes time, right?
Of course, it took me 10 years to understand change is good. Change, if you don't change, you get left behind. If you're not the motor, you're the fuel. And I'm not gonna be anybody's fuel.
Wow. I think that's the perfect way to end the episode. Our time is unfortunately over, but I loved talking to you. I feel like you exuberate positive energy, and yeah, like even the mindset that you have, it's just you can learn a lot from, like, even after this conversation, I feel like I have to do something. You know what I mean?
You are doing well. I mean, we are here because of you. And I, as I mentioned to you, your podcast is different, and I love it. I'm so happy to actually sit with you, and I hope that episode gonna contribute to something. I hope it gets you certain numbers. I hope you heard something that changed you, or like touched you in a way that was worth it for me.
Thank you. That means so much. And it truly did. I loved it. So thank you. We do a little cheers in the end.
Oh,
Would you
of
like to?
course. Thank you.
Cheers.